Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. India has a large population and a huge market size, so many foreign-funded companies want to enter the Indian market to do business. It's just that after Nokia, Samsung, Xiaomi and many other companies were cheated by India, a group of foreign companies finally realized that although the Indian market looks good, it is actually a pit. Therefore, in recent years, as many as 3,000 foreign companies have withdrawn from the Indian market. The Indian market is also known as the cemetery of foreign companies, and even the World Bank has publicly stated that the Indian market is the most difficult market in the world to do business in. However, due to the huge market size of the Indian market, many companies still want to take risks to enter the Indian market for development. For example, Foxconn is one of the typical examples. Under the leadership and request of Apple, Foxconn invested $4 million to build a factory in India, and has also successively moved away the production lines worth up to $300 billion in the Chinese mainland market. In addition to building a mobile phone foundry in India, Foxconn has also invested $19.5 billion in a joint venture with India's Vedanta Enterprises to build a production line in India. Obviously, India will pit world-renowned companies such as Xiaomi, Nokia, Samsung, and Microsoft, and naturally it will not let Foxconn go. According to the latest news, after Foxconn's application for building a factory was rejected by India, Foxconn's parent company Hyundai Group announced that it would abandon the project of building a chip factory in India. Foxconn's joint venture partner Vedanta is looking for another partner. Judging from the current situation, Foxconn is obviously regarded as a tool by India. Foxconn has obtained technology authorization from ST Microelectronics, but India has delayed the construction plan and refused to approve it. It also rejected Foxconn's application for chip subsidies. In the face of India's rogue behavior, many companies have no choice. After all, if you want to do business in India, you need to abide by Indian laws. However, Indian laws are very vague, and there are a lot of factors of rule of man. India will even issue a special law to pit a certain foreign-funded enterprise. Foreign-funded enterprises basically have no good solutions to India's actions. However, according to the latest news, India has finally been cleaned up by a Chinese company. When the Chinese company refused to compromise, India had no choice but to retreat. This Chinese company is BYD. BYD rejected India's proposal. BYD is the top new energy vehicle company in China, and it is also a world leader internationally. Except for Tesla in the United States, almost no company dares to say that it is better than BYD in terms of new energy vehicles. Not only that, BYD is mainly based on cost performance. There is no better new energy vehicle than BYD within the same price, and no new energy vehicle manufacturer of the same level can offer a price lower than BYD. It is precisely for this reason that BYD is very popular worldwide, especially in the Indian market. After all, there is a huge gap between the rich and the poor in India, and many people pursue cost-effective products. Not long ago, Indian officials ordered 1,000 new energy electric buses from BYD. In terms of new energy electric buses, BYD can be said to be the world's top level. Except for BYD, other manufacturers rarely can meet India's demand for this order. The two parties have already negotiated the price of this order. It is around 2 billion. Although it is not a big order for BYD, it will help BYD enter the Indian market, so BYD also attaches great importance to this order. Seeing BYD's emphasis on this order, the Indian side put forward a request, that is, to pay a 10% deposit first, and then pay the final payment after all the orders are delivered. India's proposal was rejected by BYD. Although BYD did not say it clearly, anyone with a discerning eye knows that this is actually because BYD does not trust India. It stands to reason that most countries will not damage the country's international commercial reputation for the 1.8 billion balance payment. But India does not do this kind of thing less. In this regard, BYD's senior officials criticized BYD's actions on social media for damaging India's business reputation. This statement also made people laugh. It was not BYD that damaged India's business reputation, but India itself. It was originally thought that the order between BYD and India would be in a stalemate for a period of time, or that India would simply give up the cooperation with BYD. But what was unexpected was that recently there was a sudden news that India had compromised and planned to increase the proportion of advance payment from 10% to about 80%. There are also many speculations about the reasons for India's soft service. Some people in the industry believe that this is India's attempt to restore its international business reputation. After all, the Xiaomi incident some time ago, and the recent Foxconn incident, have had a considerable impact on India's business reputation. There is no accurate news about BYD yet. I don't know whether it will agree to India's request and choose the way of 80% advance payment, but judging from the current news, BYD has already agreed to India's request. But in any case, BYD needs to be careful of India's small moves. After all, even if it is 20% of the final payment, India may find various reasons not to give it. Thank you for your watching. Please let me know if you have any ideas about this video.